I'm gonna bring Fog too, especially after this shitty ass movie we had to watch.
Oh, we already have a feeling of what you thought about it, huh?
Oh, spoiler alert, everybody.
yeah. Well, we can talk about what we thought about
This
it,
will be a
but
15-minute episode.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, to Slashers Podcast.
And ladies and gentlemen, you can tell who's running the show and who made us watch this terrible film.
Oh man, it wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, it definitely.
You know
I,
that meme of what's her
the,
name?
the Barbie.
No, no, I wasn't. That
Guys,
wasn't
really
even.
too good there, by the way.
No, that yeah, the highly relatable meme. No, the one. It's a GIF, and it's who's the lady, amazing actress, black actress from How to Get Away with Murder, and she's in The Help, and
Oh, the one that did that one weird movie where she was like a stalker on the phone to those kids. She like did a horror movie where
no, not Octavia
Mama,
Spencer.
Ma.
Not
She was a
Octavia Spencer.
stalker on the phone. She like held them hostage in a basement.
She
No,
did
it
kind
wasn't
of stalk
Octavia.
them.
yeah, she definitely stalked them.
No,
Well, not just on the phone.
no, not
Okay.
Octavia Spencer. The one that ugh,
Hold on, I'm looking it up now.
she just wrote a
Viola
bio.
Davis.
Yeah, Viola Davis. So the meme of Viola Davis where she's sitting down and she like rolls her eyes and grabs her purse and walks out. I was about to send that after I finished this movie.
Oh man.
Yeah, I always want to send that to the chat, but I don't.
Just know that that's my constant state of being every time I have to talk to you guys.
No.
Oh.
Mikey hates us. I
Anyways,
don't know. Or should we even come to San Antonio now? My goodness.
He's
I
no,
good.
mean,
that's fine because
Houston.
I'll be in charge. Did you see my short for the other podcast I do, Graveyard Guys? We're talking about aliens, and this also is kind of why this movie didn't really stand a chance against me. I don't like aliens. I don't care about aliens.
Uh,
And we have a clip on our if you go to Graveyard Guys podcast, it's much better than this one. I'm just kidding, but there's a short that I put out there that was like another race coming in, taking you off the streets, doing experiments on you, blah blah blah. I was like, we already do that. It's like it's American people. What's an alien but a person with scales?
yeah,
Hmm.
that is very true. So, other than this movie that we all have our particular ideas of, anything new since the last time we talked? Anything spectacular going on in one of your lives? Anyone's lives? Aid or Mikey? Go for it.
Well, I know we released a Patreon episode, so if you haven't signed up for Patreon for as little as $1, you can get access to additional episodes a month. And we talked about the trailers coming out. And the reason why I bring that up is because did we talk about Prom Queen in that Patreon or on the actual episode? I don't remember.
We talked about it on the actual episode
We
Okay,
brought it up, yeah.
then never mind.
at the beginning, which is why I included some pictures from Fear Street Prom Queen in today's post, everybody. Well, today's Monday, so today is Monday, June 2nd. So that would have meant the Until Dawn episode aired today. So if you wondered why you saw some prom queen photos in my post this morning, that's why. Because we spent about 15 minutes talking about prom queens. So
Mhm.
I feel like we should have included something about it in there. So
Yeah. Um, I don't think I'm just reading. I'm reading the original Jurassic Park for the first time.
Oh,
mm,
Surprisingly, it's an easy read. I'm
it
already
is.
I just started, I'm already like 10%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for me that's a lot. I take a very long time to read.
nice, nice.
And um we always talk about how in the book, the beginning of Jurassic World, the little girl, she actually dies. In this one, she doesn't. She gets attacked and bitten, but she doesn't die. Or at least not yet. She's in the
Mm.
hospital. So,
Yeah,
um,
I read it in high school. I can't remember. I'm actually reading When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. And it was so good at the beginning. like I couldn't put it down. And I like flew through like the, I guess, first 30% of it. And it just stopped at one part where I was like, this is where it's going. And I'm
Yeah.
just so mad. Lance,
What? It was off. I swear to God.
no, it was not off because I heard it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That noise haunts my nightmares.
Just ignore Lance. When we're talking about literature, he phases out. Um,
Clearly,
unless it has
clearly.
pictures and comic book squares on it. But
Exactly.
Wow.
Or thought bubbles.
Eat you.
yeah,
Mm.
but I do both. Don't eat you, brute me. And anyways, so I bet you don't even know where that's from. Anyways, so yes, so I have heard about that book because in my Facebook horror book group, people are like up in arms. Like some people loved it, some people are like, it was great until it just completely shit the bed. Because I think that author is the same one that did Nestlings, which people like,
Yeah.
and Mary, I believe, which are both. I haven't read them, but I've heard good things about both. So they were just kind of surprised about this one. Um, in
Yeah,
comic,
because
go ahead.
Nestlings and Mary do look very good. I have not read them, but I started this one because I read the sample,
Hmm.
but it
Yeah,
does shit the bed. So I stopped reading.
yeah, that's what I've heard.
Uh,
But in comic book news, I picked up. I need to find the first one because I only have the second one. There's two things that I'm excited for.
mm,
There's Predator versus Spider-Man, or Spider-Man versus Predator.
I just said that.
I picked up the second issue, and they didn't have the first, so I got to go find the first issue because I think that's kind of cool. And then I picked up a couple other indie ones, but I'm talking about like the big ones that I more mainstream ones that I've picked up. And there's a graphic novel. I think the usually when there's a graphic novel, it's because the comic books already came out and they put them all together for the graphic novel.
Yep.
And I'm just looking up the picture because I want to say it correctly, but I'm very excited to pick this one up next paycheck. It is $20, at least for me. And it is
Did you ever send me the
um,
pictures of the things you just got? Because we were supposed to grab some of the same stuff. You did not, did you?
Lance, please stay on topic. It is Red Sonja and Vampirella meet Betty and Veronica. And
mm.
it looks super cute. Oh man, come on, stupid podcast thing. What the?
Oh, it
You
is
can't
kind of.
really. But anyways, it's all four of them, and I don't know what they're gonna do, but I just think it's a cute pairing because they have Red Sonja versus Vampirella. They have Red Sonja versus someone else right now. All these versus ones, but I think I don't know. It's just two badass like warrior women, and then two like high school teen girls. Like, what are they gonna do? So I want to see what kind of antics they get into. Um, and
Aw.
then last but not least, in the final update for Literature Corner,
Mm.
I took a screenshot of this because I was like, I need to buy this book. It sounds cute. There's another one similar to this with cats, but this one has mice in it. And this is, it says, don't worry, I'm editing this. Okay. Um, it's called The
Hmm.
Twitching House, and it's a horror book from the point of view of mice in
Mm.
the house. I think it's a haunted house. I thought it was super cute, and I want to read it. Twitching House.
Oh, that's like that new horror movie that's out that's through the point of view of the
The
dog.
dog. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, that looks really cute.
I swear if they fucking kill that dog.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I hate like, when animals are inserted into horror because you always know something awful will happen to them.
Not always, but I
Not always.
understand sometimes. Like, I don't know if y'all saw. This is old, and I know Aid you haven't, but Vampire Hunter D, the anime. It's
No.
on Shutter now, so I was
Yep.
watching it. And there's a horse at the very beginning, and she's out just like killing these monsters that look like velociraptors for no reason, or at least I don't really know the reason. And the horse is like badass. The horse's name is something stupid like Freddy or something, and the horse is just like whatever. And so she's like killing this like the monster would have like wasn't fucking with her at all. This is one of those just mind your business. And she like cuts off half its head, and I guess it's still alive, and it turns around, and just like attacks and kills the horse. And I was like, I think his name was Jake. I don't remember. I was like, that horse is dead because of you and your inability to mind your own business. She wasn't going to eat it. She just literally killed it while it was drinking water. Anyways,
Yeah, I don't know. Not, they don't always die, but I do. What was it? Because the new Quiet Place, the cat lives, thank God.
yes.
But there, and like, I kind of like the Last House on the Left. Not, no, no, I'm sorry, The Hills Have Eyes. Because even though Beauty
One
dies,
dies. Yeah. Well,
yeah,
she's a woman.
I know. Well,
Um,
anyways, even though Beauty dies, Beast gets his comeuppance, and that makes me happy. So at least Beast, gets his revenge. So that made you feel better. But it's like
yeah.
when you insert a dog in a movie just to kill it and piss us off, I get so mad. And I always forget that the dog dies in Halloween.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. He strangles that bitch.
Lester.
Um, oh yeah.
Lester's
is the
barking at
cat
me again.
is the cat female in The Quiet Place? Would you consider the cat a final feline of
Oh
the
my
movie?
God.
It is the final feline because felines are both
Mm.
male and female. Lance.
Anyways, so remember when we were watching the alligator movie Rogue and the dog got eaten? We were all like,
Oh my God,
no.
yeah. Oh my God, he crunched on it. I was
Yeah.
so fucking
That
mad.
was pretty aggressive.
That was terrible because the dog like was helping and stuff, and he made it all that time just to die then. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this movie?
I
So
know.
I
Speaking of
know.
dogs and horror movies, how do y'all feel about the new Cujo remake?
Is there a new Cujo remake?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just tired of this bullshit with all these reboots.
Is it considered a remake if it's based off of a book?
Oh,
Well, that's true, but if they base it off the actual book and the novel, the little boy dies.
Good.
So if we're gonna
Spoiler
go
alert.
there,
Yeah.
y'all better fucking go there and kill that damn kid. But you know what they're
Yeah.
gonna do? They're gonna make the little boy a girl. They're gonna change everybody to like, it's gonna be a man in the car this time, and then everyone's gonna be a different race or whatever. It's gonna be
No,
a whole
actually,
thing.
I know it is a mom. Let me see if it's cast already.
And the thing is Dee Wallace, her performance in Cujo is so phenomenal. Like Cujo is so emotionally, like makes you an emotional wreck. It is insane. And what they put this actress through and everything that she like just, exudes on screen as this mother fighting for her son's life and and fighting for her life. And this dog is just relentless. And the fact that they totally snubbed her for awards or anything for that performance is just so such like just pisses me off because like people just fucking turn their noses up at horror. And you don't turn your nose up at Stephen King and his novels, right? Because I mean, look how famous he is.
Yeah.
What do
I
you mean,
don't,
eh? I'm
so
sorry you don't read, Lance. Excuse me.
no, you both have shitted on Stephen King's writing, so that's why I think that's funny as hell that you're
Well,
saying that now.
I don't particularly care for his books, but he is a revered writer. What are you talking about? And he's like one of the first horror writers that like has gotten to the extent that he's gotten to. Look at all of the films and all the adaptations and the miniseries and everything
He
that
hates
spawned from
all of them.
him.
Like he literally hates all of them, and he's been more trying to get the Dark Tower remade than any other movie
it
he's ever.
was remade.
No,
Okay,
he's trying to get it remade again. Like it's
but
literally.
that's neither here nor there. He's still banking from all of it. So what the fuck ever.
I mean, he doesn't care. He's gonna get cash no matter how it goes
The
down. I'm sure.
horror genre owes a lot to Stephen King. Does that
Thank
mean
you.
it's a good they're okay, so they're not bad books, but you need to be a specific kind of reader to read them. And it is the older generation that has patience and has read more classic type of literature because you need a lot of patience with Mr. King and his drug-fueled typing.
Hey, was it 8 or was it Mikey who I saw that the Matthew Lillard's in the remake of Carrie? Did I tell one of you guys
Yeah,
that?
you told
Wasn't
me
me.
that, and I said we don't need a fucking remake of Carrie. We don't need
There's
it.
three.
Yeah, there's enough. We're done. Move on.
Yeah, he was talking about his one of his recent movies that's coming out. I think it's something Good Luck Chuck or something like that, or something Chuck, Goodbye Chuck, and he's in it. And but yeah, he was saying something like, "Yeah, I'm going to start on the new Carrie movie soon." I'm like, what? Why? Like,
It's really hard watching him age for some reason.
really? He doesn't look that bad for his age.
No, I'm not saying that he looks bad. It's just when I see him, how much older he looks, because he doesn't look bad at all. Matthew
Hmm.
Lillard is still hot, everybody. but he does look very different from what he used to look like. And so when I look at him, it's a reminder that we're all right behind him,
Mm,
especially Lance.
wow.
So
Here it comes. Anyways, so have either one of you seen the trailer for the final episode of Stranger Things or
well, wait a minute. We didn't say anything about the Cujo.
I don't know what were you gonna ask about Cujo?
I'm trying
Mikey
to
asked
research.
about the reboot.
Yeah, I asked how y'all felt about it.
I haven't seen.
It doesn't matter because I don't feel anything for it. I think it's gonna suck. Make up a new fucking movie, everybody. Like we can come up with. There's a million different horror novels that need adaptations. I mean, Slewfoot being one of them, for Christ's sake. So
Mhm.
why don't we pick something, that is new and insightful and has, that is going to entertain, traditional horror people and, everybody who's accepting of the new horror and all of the new tropes and whatever. No, why are we taking classics and remaking them? They're also doing that with Shawshank Redemption as well. So
I will
What?
not be watching that. That's not even a horror movie.
No, not really at all.
BT dubs, just so y'all know, the remake of Cujo is going to be a Netflix thing. I think this is legit, but it's hard to find anything. And all of the posters I see are very AI generated. So I don't know. This could all just be a rumor. Ignore me.
I mean, imagine them changing it up. It's not going to be like it wasn't a husky dog, was it? It was more of
It was
a
a Saint Bernardo. It's
Saint
Beethoven.
Bernard. Much should be like now it's going to be like a mastiff dog, you know?
Well, Saint
Instead-
Bernard is a mastiff. It's just hairy.
Is it really? I had no idea.
yeah, they're
According
in
to
the
Mastiff family, yeah.
I mean, I'll
Yeah.
believe you. You're like the animal whisperer of our group. So
Well, don't you watch the dog show every year, Lance? My goodness.
no,
What kind of monster are you?
What?
Sorry, what happened,
The
Mikey?
smallest mastiff is a Rottweiler. But anyways,
Oh,
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
yeah.
no, they'll probably make it a pit bull and put him in the city.
Oh god.
That would be great.
Make it relevant. I mean, it could happen actually. If they
Nice.
should make a movie like that. That actually would be very interesting. Like People Under the Stairs, but with there were Rottweilers and People Under the Stairs. There you go.
We need to leave the pitties alone. They already have a
Mhm.
bad reputation. It's going to be like sharks all over again, or people make them illegal because
Well, what if they make it a Dalmatian?
Oh my god.
Dalmatians are bastards. Make it
I
a
know.
Dalmatian.
They are assholes.
They don't
They are.
listen. They're stubborn. They're just not very big. So it's easy to just kick one.
I mean, I think anything that has a contrast to having blood all over it would be kind of a cool.
A white poodle.
I mean, honestly,
A poodle will fuck you up, though.
yeah.
Like the one,
That's
did you ever see the graveyard? The boneyard.
No.
Phyllis,
No.
what's her name? Phyllis Dreyer or whatever her name is. She has this little. So if y'all haven't seen the Boneyard, you'll need to see the Boneyard from 1991. Are you sure we haven't watched it? The one where the final girl is like a obese middle-aged woman with a mullet.
Oh my God, it has Phyllis Diller.
Yeah. So Phyllis Diller has this little tiny poodle, and like it's like they turn into ghouls, and so it turns into like a big monster poodle, and it's really
Oh, I've seen that.
yeah. It's a good movie. I love it.
I just forgot about when you said Phyllis Diller. I was like, Phyllis Diller.
Her name is Miss Poopinplatz.
That is just such a Doug movie.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it really is. But it's actually a really good movie. And the we should have done it for the maybe it's Maybelline because the special effects and the practical effects in it are top notch. Oops, I keep hitting my microphone.
Nice.
Okay, anyways, Lance, get us back on track. Please stop railing me.
Yes. So again,
Mikey.
did anyone see Stranger Things trailer or the what was the other trailer that came out just recently?
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein by Del
No.
Toro? No?
Mm-mm.
You still didn't watch the Mikey. So clearly you don't look at my stories because I've posted the Frankenstein thing like 3 fucking times now. So I've been screaming since they showed it yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember.
Before.
Day before, yeah. So I was really excited about it. The Frankenstein looks beautiful. So I'm excited for it. It's very Guillermo del Toro, though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it
Plus
looks
2
very
for me,
Crimson
whatever
Pink.
Aid said.
But super mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Stranger Things actually looked pretty
Strange.
yeah. It
They
looked
didn't
good.
show anything.
I think the fact that there could be some Eddie moments, and it seems like it being all at the end and everything like that. It's kind of climactic. They're all older now, so it's kind of cool that you get kind of a final story. So it was nice to see.
Well, they didn't really show anything. It's a teaser trailer, which is annoyed me because they were showing clips from prior seasons, like from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
Have
then
they
you see
chosen
it-
what song that they're going to make popular this year?
Right.
I don't think they. Well, that's the thing. I don't know why they're even showing it because we're not going to get it until November. So, fuck you, Netflix. And then like they're going to do the first part in November, and then the second part will happen at Christmas, and the finale will be New Year's Day. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
That's
So
fine.
all of
'cause
us are going to be
honestly,
staying home watching Stranger Things.
Isn't it just, didn't they say it's going to be only like 5 or 8 episodes, but they're going to be like an hour and 45 minutes long?
They're gonna be like hella long. Like they're like
Yeah. So
literally-
they're movies. Like we're getting
They better
5
be.
movies. Like it's not
Yeah.
even just like, because they did that with Sabrina, I remember, and I was upset because they were just regular, Do y'all have a guess of what song they're going to reimagine for this season? Because they always have a song that they epic version and
What's the year now? Because I mean, that's usually they kind of like cater to that, like whatever year they're
They
in
don't.
within the.
they don't.
Yeah, they do actually.
Mm-mm. Running Up
Uh-huh.
That Hill came out after the year that it took place, and that it was a whole to do about
Well,
nothing.
right, but if I'm just saying, yeah,
right, but that goes against everything that you just said. So are you saying right and then trying to
they
back
go in usually in the year of the
Oh my
the
God.
genre area. I mean, I'm just saying is it's going to be in that setting of that late.
Okay.
Probably
It'll be in the fall of
late-
1987.
Okay, perfect. It's going to be Dreaming of You by Selena.
Dude, I mean, it's possible.
No, it's not. That,
No, it's not. That
Selena
came out in the
wasn't
90s.
Mikey, why can't you just go along with it?
Because it's so wrong.
Okay,
It
let's
doesn't
look it
matter.
up. Popular songs of 1987.
Oh my
That's when
god!
I was
I wasn't
born.
born then yet.
I was.
So.
Oh, it's going to be I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Oh, it's probably going to be Pour Some Sugar on Me.
I hope it is.
Or So Emotional by Whitney Houston that came out.
No, it's going to be
Um,
I've Had the Time of My Life.
Cindy
Probably.
Well, because it's like the finale. Like
Yeah, that's the Dirty Dancing
Well,
song.
Is there True Colors? When did that come out? By Cyndi Lauper.
That's
why do you have
on
to
this
make things
list,
gay,
Lance.
Lance?
I know.
I'm just saying it's where they're gonna go. That or they're gonna find some like
Oh,
abstract artist.
it might be Heaven is a Place on Earth.
Oh, yeah. Or The Rhythm Is Gonna Get You.
I will.
Or Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now.
That actually is a pretty big contender.
Yeah, actually. That
There's a
would
lot
actually
of
be
these
cute.
that would, because you have to think what's gonna like really pump you up. What's gonna be the next jam on Joe's gym playlist? Like,
Well, I mean, and then the one song they kind of took was from Never Ending Story. Like, I wonder if they're gonna just take from another like kind of
Which
like were the two
What season was that? That was the worst part.
what
that
the
whole
only one that thinks
season.
that. You're the only one that thinks that. You know
Fucking
that.
stupid ass kid singing that damn song. That song is awful.
great. I love that movie and I love that song. So,
I know. And that's the thing. That movie's awful. And I hate it when you talk about it.
oh, see, and this is why you don't like the part that everybody else loves.
when the horse
When
dies.
the horse dies, what is wrong with you? That is why I don't watch it.
That's why I
That's
keep
the-
sending you that plant thing.
Yeah, I hate you.
It has a tray and it's pulling a or what was the horse's name?
You don't even see
Atrax.
anthrax or something.
Alex.
Ajax.
He's a
Isn't it Atreyu?
no. It's
Arjax.
Atreyu. is the-
Atreyu.
Atreyu. Oh, like the band. Okay.
Yeah, I knew it was a band.
Well, that's where they got the name.
Well, so is anthrax.
Is it? Oh my god. No, anthrax is a poison. Anyways.
And also the band.
They're a band.
Okay.
All right, Lance, you're
Yes.
not. You have no
Please,
control of the room.
Lance.
All right.
Reel us back
You
in,
two
please.
complain about how I'm not in control of you two.
You're hosting. This is
Can't break the
your
wild horse,
job.
Lance.
All right. So let's get back on track into the movie we're actually all here to see and talk
Danny.
about. And that's going to be Ash, which came out on Shudder and is, I think, produced by AYZ and GFC Films.
XYZ.
XYZ and GMC. Or
XYZ
The
film.
car company. Oh my god.
No, it's GFC. That's the two film productions.
Okay. But also, I just want to preface that it doesn't air on Shudder until June 20th. So we saw it beforehand.
It's on demand.
You can rent it. But it is
That's
not on Shudder
exactly
yet,
what we saw.
everybody.
I don't know what you're talking about, Aid. We all paid to see it.
I could have sworn it was on Shudder and then they took it off. But
No.
I had to watch it on demand.
But it is it did air at the South by Southwest Film Festival in March, so you can stream it.
Directed by Flying Lotus, which just seems like sort of like a fake name.
Like
Maybe
he's a
she's made it.
rapper DJ. Like
Is that really who he is?
Never
you
mind.
didn't look him up.
Oh, he's one of the actors in this movie.
Is he really?
I think, isn't he
Is he the one that had like the
locks? Yeah,
Oh.
he's the one that has the locks. Because I just looked at this picture and I was like, oh, I think he was actually one of the actors in the
Yeah.
crew members.
That's
Am I
cool.
the only one who looked up anything about this movie? Yeah, he's Davis.
I saw enough with the hour and however I had to watch. I didn't need to look at anything else. Based off the comments, I wasn't the only one that felt that way.
Well, we also have I'll probably butcher these people's names, so I'm sure my co-host will go ahead and correct me. But let's see, written by Joni Ramira.
Okay, Johnny Remler.
Sure. One of the main stars in the movie, who's going to be the main person in this movie, is going to be Eliza.
Nope.
Asa Gonzalez.
Eliza Gonzalez. There you go. And Aaron Paul, which you all know from Breaking Bad as Jesse.
He's Brian.
That's his name is Brian. I think I didn't even get to that yet. And even when I don't need to be corrected, she still tries to correct me.
I just didn't say anything because it's weird that the only name Lance pronounces correctly is the white person. But go ahead, say that last one.
Interesting,
that
Mr.
last
Puerto
one.
Rican over here.
But so we start off our movie basically finding our main character laying on the ground and seems dazed, right next to their bed in their like cubby hole or whatever. Basically kind of gives off a vibe like right in the beginning of Event Horizon, Aliens, maybe Moon, with Sam Rockwell, and just kind of that like atmosphere of a setting really where she doesn't know where she's at. She's trying to figure out what's going on. You think she's been hitting her head because she's kind of has the head cut open and everything like that. And then her first scene, she comes out of the door. You hear like the alarms going off. Obviously something's gone wrong. And she sees her first dead body. At that point, how are you guys feeling about it? Did it seem anything familiar to you, like some of the movies I mentioned, or you kind of feel like it was a little bit different, or just kind of been there, seen it, done it?
I didn't hate it yet. I was like, oh, Gal Gadot starring an alien, because she looks just like Gal Gadot, except can act a little better. But no, I mean, obviously, anytime you have waking up by yourself in a spaceship, I don't remember if the crew was introduced yet or not, but that whole thing, you're always going to think of Alien.
Yeah.
But where they took it from there is a different story. I will pause and let you continue.
Yes. Anything from you on that in the beginning, or no?
No, I mean the beginning was very, our main character Rhea wakes up, and she opens the door and there's like a whole massacre out there, which I thought was very interesting. And she has no idea what happened. So, a lot of space films, have that theme of isolation and, that dreaded like, feeling of being left there by yourself. And, we're following this main character and you can sort of tell that she doesn't really know what happened. So there stands to reason maybe she doesn't remember what happened. And so I think that's what's interesting, or at least what pulled me in, because there are parts of it that are, it's pretty gory,
Well,
especially
she
when she
is a
finds the
woman, and I
bodies.
believe that the amount of information they can retain is only like 45 minutes long. So I was confused as to like, did she lose her memory or is it just typical women behavior?
No, it's
Wow.
typical Lance behavior. So there's that.
I'm sure it's a memory problem. I can't believe you always like the. No, I'm just kidding.
Hmm.
No. So after she wakes up, it seems like she's trying to, I guess, try to remember, but she also, at the same time, kind of has nice flashbacks of certain scenes.
Nice flashbacks.
Well, horrible flashbacks in her mind. But she does, the first time you kind of meet the crew, she does have a flashback of them all talking about, maybe the first thing they would say to, I think, like aliens or, another culture. So, like, I thought that was kind of cool. That was very alien-esque because they're around a table. You know what I mean? They're eating, they're, communing together and kind of doing those kind of things. So, again, kind of go back. I mean, there's no way to get around it feeling like Alien in this situation. Anything with horror, you're gonna be in that situation with this kind of movie. But I kind of like the way they flash back in and come back, and then she's trying to remember. So you have that moment where you're trying to do all that stuff, and she's trying to remember. I think she tries to take care of her headaches and something like that. And she sticks one of those little things on her neck.
A patch.
Yeah, like was it a medical patch of some sort?
Oh, yeah.
It seemed like. I mean, there's not a real thing, but I'm assuming
Yeah.
that's what it was.
It's a
It's
futuristic
a futuristic tampon.
And I thought that was interesting though. The film does a good job at filling in the blanks through flashbacks. So it's very nonlinear film, everyone. So if you like your chronological order from start to finish, you're not going to have that with this movie, unfortunately. So spoiler alert with that. But it is nice having the flashbacks with the crew because while it feels like Alien, I think that's where it differs because you already know that everybody's dead,
Yeah.
except for maybe one person. But the rest of the crew is dead because she finds like all of them butchered in some way as she's moving about the what is it, a little space
It's a space
station?
station. Yeah, a space station on the planet Ash, as they call it. And then the thing about it too is she's trying to figure things out, and then it gets to the point where basically she ends up somebody coming to the door because like the computer keeps saying there's somebody there, not there. She's trying to figure out what's going on. It's in the beginning, she sees the dead body and she doesn't seem to be really 100% phased by it, to be honest with you. I mean, did you guys kind of notice that? Or in the beginning, she was like kind of like, oh, and pulls out the knife. She's nerved by it, but like not like really like, oh my God.
No, she's pretty scared.
I mean, she takes a shower just to wash off.
Yeah, but she doesn't. When she actually sees someone, she hides and it tries to attack him.
Yeah, which is who you end up running into the Aaron Paul character. I think Brian. Yeah. So
Brian.
And then that's the point of the movie where I think. Did you guys get into the moment where you're like, is this her imagination? Is this an actual person? Because it felt like that kind of off the bat to me personally, but what would you guys say?
I knew it was happening the whole time.
I mean, with his character, we knew from her flashback. And the thing is, so to answer your question about her reaction and everything, you have to remember too, she doesn't remember anybody. She doesn't remember what's happening.
She's a goldfish.
So, yeah. So, well, I'm sure she's unnerved and scared by it, but she is also on guard. But like, she doesn't know these people. So right now they mean nothing to her. So it's like, how does she supposed to react? We find out later one of them's her man, oopsie poopsie. And
See, no, the thing about that is just saying that. I thought they were trying to say that she was with the other female.
Ew.
Well, okay. So, and then the thing is it stands to reason that Brian wasn't a figment of her imagination because in the flashback before he shows up, we know that Brian, remember they're cheersing to Brian and they keep looking up. Yeah. And I wasn't sure, like, was he dead? But then I had to go back and rewind it because Brian's like up in the orbiter. So he's the only one, he's by himself and he's basically hovering over this. I had to like go back and like look at, listen because I was halfway paying attention. But he's up there because he's the one who's still in communication with Earth, and he's got to make sure that he's maintaining contact with the space station and make sure they're all right. And if like something is amiss, he goes down and checks on them. So I mean, it's pretty like, cool that they have that because, otherwise they'd be on their own, right?
Well, right, but that's what I think the point of it is when he shows up. Is he real? Is she actually there?
Well,
Like that's what I'm saying.
that's what's trying to throw us off as an audience because we know that there is someone out there that's going to come and check on them, right? So we already know that it stood to reason somebody was going to come see her.
Hmm.
But she doesn't remember fuck all, right? So, which is why she hides and attacks him.
Yeah.
So, and then she gets a little med bot, the thing in her head and all that. That little medical thing was so cute, by the way. The little surgery.
That
Yeah.
that was the only thing that I liked. Whenever it was done, it was like doing its little chime.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It was like so
Very
jacked.
anime.
Especially at the end when it's like surgery successfully completed. And she's like, "Ugh."
Or like when somebody's dead, they're like, sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Did you see the part where like they show later on what happens to Brian, and it was just the mallet going bing, 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 bing to his skull?
Mm-hmm.
Well-
AI has a sense of humor, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so it brings us to the point of she runs into the Brian character. She's talking to him. They're trying to figure it out. He seems very pushed on the idea of getting back to the main station and getting off the planet. It's kind of his main function. She's trying to figure out why he doesn't seem to care about, like him trying to find out all the stuff. Did you find that problematic at any point, or just kind of like that makes sense? He just doesn't want to be there because at one point he does say, "Hey, I don't really fucking trust you because other people are dead here, and you're the only one alive."
I mean, everybody's dead. They're running out of oxygen because they have a breach in the hull at this point. They can't stay there. So everything is stands to reason about this. But the thing is she's slowly losing control herself. So at this point, she's an unreliable character and did you scream? I screamed when she's trying to sleep. And Brian's already there. I'm like, ooh, is he going to go in there and try and do it with her? Because the door keeps opening. But then she looks
to be a red flag. And AIDS like, ooh,
AIDS fan fiction.
I liked his hair in this one. So
wow.
So she looks up and one of the people covered in blood is staring at her in the crack. I screamed. I'm like, oh my God, this fucking movie. So that's why I was like really excited because I'm like, there were really horrific moments. There was a lot of scary parts in the movie. Like I'm not like Mikey. I didn't hate it. Will I watch this again? No, but we'll talk about that later. Go on.
So we get to the point of that. We do figure out that the other female character, I forget her name.
Clark.
Classy.
You literally watched this today, and I watched it yesterday, and I still remember all their names.
Well, I count on you to be the person that comes in and knows the name. So Clark is kind of disappeared, and then as they're trying to figure stuff out, it seems like the Clark character comes back. As our main character is trying to figure out more stuff of like actually what's happening. She's trying to remember things, see what happened, and she comes back and she looks fully alive in her spacesuit, and then she hooks up like the water thing. I was a little confused by that because
so
she was seeing her dead, but like not dead, and then like because when some of the flashbacks she was already gone, right?
Yeah. So what happened was when the shit hits the fan. Aisa, our Gal Gadot, decides to. Well, it's her fault. First of all, everything's her fault. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's call it like it is. She reminded me at this point because there's so many like different things that they borrowed from because she reminds me a lot of the chick from Deep Blue Sea. You remember because she's the one who started all this and everybody hates her. And then, she's killed off at the end. Unfortunately, not our main character, but she fucking started it all, and it's her fault. So basically, her boyfriend contracts the parasite at some point and starts beating the shit out of Clark, and they get it off her somehow. I forget whatever. Rhea goes and puts the helmet on Clark and gets her to leave, right? So Clark is gone. But at some point, she comes back while Rhea is still like trying to get her memory back. And they both attack each other because they both think that they've contracted the parasite. So they're both attacking each other, thinking the other one is,
Is that what happened? I thought she
Yeah.
was or anything. So she
That's
actually
why she did the.
Clark.
Yeah, she murdered Clark, unfortunately, which sucks because I figured, oh, it would have been so cool if they both got away, or at least like I wanted Clark to live, honestly, to get to the end because I liked her better than this one. But because what was with those cornrows? First of all, who's doing hair on the space station? Like, who is doing hair? Because it's not like you have a barber.
Who was the last episode we did where you were talking about how long it takes that to actually happen? And you're like, that takes a long time. And then like,
well, yeah. So she had box braids too, everybody. So come on now. Anyway, she ends up murdering Clark, and that's why she puts Clark in the little medbot thing and does the autopsy because they've realized that she's like, oh, I want to see if Clark was infected. And she realized the whole time Clark wasn't infected and she killed her for no reason. So, bitch.
Well,
look at Mikey. He's so mad.
This is when I stopped caring and paying attention because I feel like there was no original idea in this movie. We have a Mexican Gal Gadot, so already an unoriginal actress. But it starts off as Alien, which I was willing to forgive it because that's like saying every slasher starts off as Scream. Okay, give it a minute. But then it goes into Event Horizon. And then it goes into that movie Life with that little thing that blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then it goes into Prometheus with the robot that does the autopsies.
Is Life the one with Ryan Reynolds, Mikey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Life is not Prometheus.
Yeah, Life.
Oh, we should have done Life. Life is good.
Yeah, the whole time I was like, this is a compilation of a ton of movies I've seen before, but not done as well.
Yeah, and even Flying Lotus was saying he paid homage to lots of movies, including the ending was supposed to mimic Resident Evil because I saw the speaker on the talking to her, saying, "Oh, oxygen levels," like the voice was off, and it reminded me of the Red Queen in Resident Evil. So, and the ending was very reminiscent of Resident Evil. So,
the two things
you're right, Mikey.
The two things that were original annoyed the fuck out of me, and that was the score. I was like, figure out what tone you want to set because we keep getting retro synth 80s vibes mixed with some weird like house jazz. I don't know. It was so dumb. And then
Flying Lotus did the score, and he said he was paying homage to John Carpenter.
Oh God!
Just wanted to throw that in there, but go ahead, Mikey. Next point.
Other original thing was the fucking dead people cheering her on at the end. I was like, what the fuck is that? It was so PBS after school special. I was like, kill them all. Blow up the spaceship. Humanity has ended with this damn movie.
Nice. Well, at one point, she does figure it out. Spoiler alerts for everybody. This pretty much is all spoilers for everybody. So technically, it doesn't even make a difference, I guess.
It's already been spoiled if they've seen all those movies I mentioned.
Yeah. Not seriously. My thing is too is she figures it out. She realized that there's a.
She saw life.
Yeah. See, like the fact that she, like you said, Aid, it's like she is the catalyst of this whole situation. She pulls a species out of I guess a plant life or
so they realize that their spaceship has been like commandeered by this alien life form and it's growing inside of the walls and in the hull and everything. So they're like, oh fuck, we gotta go. Like we can't stay here. We've been compromised. Like and just like I mean, why wouldn't you go? And she's fighting tooth and nail. I think that's what mostly frustrated with me about this film was her character because, yes, I want you to be a strong, independent woman. I want you to be smart, but I also want you to not be a fucking cunt. Like that's the cunt move. You're endangering everybody because you want to know what this thing is. And so the thing in the ship itself is not the parasite. There's a parasite inside of it, and that's what she pulls out. The little from life because
like
it's basically.
Prometheus.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then that's the thing too is also at one point they do like kind of a flashback of them finding like alien technology on the planet. And it almost kind of reminded me of like Total Recall, where they find out like the aliens put a thing where they can put air on Mars. You know that one scene, but like when they drop that rock down and then it actually kills.
Kills Davis.
I think does it kill Flying Lotus? Like his character, like smashes in the face like with a rock, the same rock.
That was a good effect, though. That fucking oh my god, when the brick came up and just decimated, like tore off. Oh my god, that was amazing.
So, what would be your favorite moment of some of the horror stuff? I mean, because there was a couple of good spots that weren't too heavily CGI'd.
Yeah, no, the effects were good. Like the effects there was a lot of CGI, which I did. It was funny because when I was doing my research, Flying Lotus actually learned how to do a lot of the CGI work for this movie through YouTube videos, Mikey. So you should.
I will say the CGI was okay because one of the only things I liked about the movie was the flashes of the faces and like how things would like their faces would explode. Like I think the first time we see it is with Carter, is that her name? And like half of her face comes off. Like that looked cool. And that was gross and disturbing. That was the only thing that I was like, oh, cool. Everything else. And I forgot to mention, there's another movie that I guess I would thought of. When the alien starts talking, I was like, oh, look, it's Whole. No, not Whole. Glorious.
Oh, wow.
Glorious.
That's true, actually, isn't it?
It is. Oh my God, that's so funny. And and that's I can see like where do you draw the line? Like Mikey, you think that he's just stealing ideas? Some people might say that he's just paying homage to these ideas.
Well, I don't consider it stealing because they're not play by play what happens. But at the same time, you need to be able to show me something I haven't seen before, or else I'm going to be bored. Like, I'm like, okay, I know what's going to happen. I know that that's happening. Okay, I saw this in this movie. I saw this in that movie. Like, sprinkle it. Don't make a Frankenstein of different movies.
Did you guys like the part where Brian? I mean, it was almost like a very John Carpenter thing moment, and obviously, if he's trying to steal the music from it, I'm sure he was making an homage towards thing. I mean, it was a pretty cool scene, but you know what I mean? It's like
what scene with Brian? You did
Brian at the end, basically where his head splits open when she realizes that he's been dead the whole time. So yeah, very Stranger Things, Demogorgon.
It was definitely the thing that I was like.
Yeah, it was the thing, and that's the thing. With that part, I thought that was like the best part. Well, not the best part, but that was a fun part where she realized she found Brian's body, and then she found out when he died, and like it was couple days before that, so she's like, oh my God, that's not the real Brian. But yeah, I mean the ending was good. That part was scary to me because it reminded me of Halloween because the way he got up.
I thought that too. I was like, there's Halloween.
Oh man. I mean, okay, so would you guys feel like the only thing this guy is really guilty is he's like us and he really likes horror movies? He just didn't really come into this with a major like differences. You know what I mean? Because like I think some of the stuff that he got hit for or they were talking about was editing, originality, which is basically what we're basically saying. You know, and some of the stuff. But I mean, let's look back at what's his name from Stranger Things? Wolf. The
Duffer Brothers.
No, Wolf Kid.
With the cat movie.
Finn Wolfhard.
I mean, he's doing the same thing, but this kid at least took it to, you know what I mean? Like he at least tried a little bit. You got more guts. You got like, if you're going to do that, I do want to see the head smashed open. I want to see some of this other stuff. So I feel like if we're comparing a little bit to that, you know, for his first time outing, I'm assuming this is his first time outing.
No, so this is, well, it's his first feature length directorial debut, I would say, because everything else have been short. He actually directed a short in VHS 99 called Ozzy's Dungeon.
Oh.
The rest of the things he directed, he did 2 other short films, but Ashes is like, you know, feature length, and he was also part writer for Ash as well. So
the thing between Finn Wolfhard and Flying Lotus is that Finn Wolfhard's film was inspired by a genre of a specific decade. I didn't watch it and say, oh, that was stolen right out of Friday the 13th, or that was stolen right out of Sleepaway Camp. With this, I'm like, That's exactly like it is in Sleep or in Life. The thing, even Halloween, which is if Aid and I both thought that, let's not call it an homage, but also like I'm all down for like, hey, these are like my favorite movies. I want to make a movie inspired by all of them. But at the same time, you need to understand that you're going to have an audience watching this, and the audience may not like those movies. Or if they do, the audience may not want to see a rehashing of those movies. Like,
Yeah.
Well, some of the reviews that I was reading were interesting because a lot of them were saying it's trying too hard to be Event Horizon, but it's missing the mark. And I think that's the problem because you can pay homage to something but miss the mark on it, right? And I think that a lot of the homage that he does pay, because I don't want to say that he's stealing or he's copying, whatever. I think he's paying homage, and I think he's a fan, and I think this shows. But I think a lot of it misses the mark, and I think that's the problem. Because if he did it in a way that wasn't so overt, like okay, Aaron Paul getting up like that can be overt because that's funny. Like we all know that's Michael Myers, right?
yeah,
That's fine. I don't mind that. But like some of the other things, you can't pay homage to Event Horizon and be a terrible movie. 'Cause Event Horizon, you can't be Event Horizon and you can't be better than that, right?
yeah.
So, try to have a more original idea and take on it and pay homage to some of the things that we would appreciate versus trying to outdo Event Horizon. Because I think that's what a lot of the people, because everybody was up in arms about that. And I'm thinking, I
I
saw a
mean,
lot more than Event Horizon, but that's
did
just
Yeah.
you did you so in this case is one of the things that we always talk about, which is one of those things is maybe he had too much control and he tried to put everything in, like in that sense, like his ideas anyways, like you know what I mean, like instead of pushing back a little bit and saying, hey, if I'm gonna do this, maybe not so much to this area, maybe not so much that area, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I don't know. And some of it I didn't understand. Like when she woke up with that Indian garb on, like she was in
Oh
in
yeah,
the
like the
Arabian
fantasy
desert.
stuff.
What was that
Dune.
for?
Well,
He watched Dune the night before filming.
Like I think this is one of those movies that's like a psychedelic trip as well, which is what Event Horizon sort of is too. So it's like, do we need to be on some sort of,
Mind altering substance.
in order to appreciate it? Maybe. I don't know. But I mean, the fact that he does have a solid cast. I mean, Aisa Gonzalez is in a bunch of shit right now. Aaron Paul's very famous. So it's not
yeah.
like he's gotten people in this film. And in fact, it was supposed to be Joseph Gordon-Levitt and who was the other chick that was supposed to be?
Tessa something.
Tessa Thompson.
Oh
And I was
wow.
like, oh my God, like, and but they replaced them at the last minute. So I don't know. Maybe they saw the script and they were like,
We can't make this happen. Funny thing enough, too, is it said I don't know how it was actually made for, but it said it made 1.1 million. You know, I mean, and that was like just based off, I don't know, just
It had a
some
limited run.
cost. Yeah, like,
No, it had a limited one because I remember seeing that it was out in the theater, and I was like, "Oh,
But I think it
I'm
made like only 680,000 in that limited run. And
yeah,
then the rest is just from other shit that it's made. So it flopped. Like they were not happy. They did not expect it to flop the way it did, from what
I
I
mean,
was reading.
and the critics still gave, I think, Aaron and Alyssa like
A-
what is that? I couldn't hear it.
it's Aisa."
Aisa,
Asa.
and like and Aaron like good like feedback on their acting and stuff like that. So maybe that just saved it a little bit in the sense that they were on point with how they were doing it. I don't know who the other writer was. Maybe one of them was in it. Maybe some of them are producers. You know, I don't know. That's like
Well, the producers of the film were Matthew Metcalf, Nate Politan. So no.
no.
But Flying Lotus, I'm sure, had his hand in pretty much everything because he did do the score for the film, which Mikey hated. So, Mikey, I
he's
hope
a
we
DJ,
never meet
right?
him.
I mean, isn't the whole idea of a DJ supposed to mix it? So,
You know what?
I
But
mean,
he looks like a very nice guy. Like he looks like he'd be a good time. So,
I'm
I
sure
mean,
he's a good dude.
bless his heart. And the thing is, this is his first full feature length. I mean, he pretty much had control of this whole thing. Like, I don't want people to think that we're shitting on this guy. Like, please watch this movie. We're not going to do what everyone did to Fear Street Prom Queen, right, Mikey?
Hmm.
Everybody,
Or is he? Look at the eyes.
look at his little face, Mikey.
It's
I
like
mean, I think everyone should watch it and decide for yourself what you think if you haven't seen it. And I'm sorry that we spoiled the whole fucking movie for you because I don't know why Lance wanted to do a whole play-by-play, but here we are.
Wow. I mean, again, my thing too is if you've never seen any of those movies, this is gonna seem fresh to you. You know what I mean? Like honestly, like weirdly enough,
Right.
I mean, it's like, I mean, are you banking on people who haven't seen all those movies and they just wanted to see a space movie?
I
And
think
they're
if
thinking,
that's your motivation, then it's stealing.
that's
No.
kind of like, I mean, honestly, that
If you are hoping that no one has seen these movies for the benefit of your movie, that's stealing. If you want people to watch it and be like, "Oh, that's very much like this. I appreciate that." That's paying homage.
Yeah.
right.
And
No,
I think he's a fan. And
Oh,
I
I
think
think so too. I don't think he's
yeah.
being malicious about it. I'm just trying to make sure Lance knows and that
Yeah.
Lance's friends know because they always like to comment about shit that I tell Lance,
They
even though
sure
my
do, don't
DMs are
they?
open too.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. No, I mean, but that's the thing. That's like the crazy part about this movie, though. Like, it's like they're homages to us, you know, or like, like they're like, oh, they're not blatantly. But then if you've never seen it, somebody goes, oh my God, it was the best thing ever. And if they've never seen it, and me and you and everybody who are fans of those other movies are going, actually.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, we can't be snobs about this because when we talk about horror, especially this genre, like it encompasses so many different things. And so when we have fans, like a lot of, kids are not able to get into horror the way that we were, right? Because nobody was really watching us or,
Yeah.
whatever.
Sneaky, sneaky.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people who start to like horror, a lot of them are a lot much older. So they have to start looking at it, watching all the things that they never got to see growing up. So, I don't want to discourage people for not being a fan of horror just because they're naive about things, but that's the beauty of the genre is that there's so much to learn and there's so many things that you can, so much content that you can devour. So it just depends on what you like and what you want to see.
Yeah, Lance. It's
It,
called gatekeeping.
yeah, would this be something that I would recommend to a first time horror person? Not really. No. If we're gonna watch a movie, a horror movie in space, the first one obviously I would recommend would be Alien. And if I want to talk about like a parasitic thing, The Thing, obviously. So there, or even, and I will say that Life is such a good movie. We got to do that sometime. I
Life is
love
good
Life.
because it stands alone because in life it's like a small thing that gets like bigger and bigger and bigger. So like it's unique because I also was like giving myself a self-analyzation, a self-analyzation. And I was like, why am I so harsh with this movie? But yet like I love every slasher
Good
movie
month.
that obviously has ripped off of Scream. And it's because all the movies, like the slasher movies that we say could rip off of Scream, they all bring something a little unique to the table. And I just feel that this didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, and I think it's just it kind of missed a mark. I can't pinpoint what it missed for me. There were a lot of things I did enjoy, but like I said, will I watch it again? Probably not. So,
All right. So final cut.
what about you, Lance? You have
Yeah, Lance.
not voiced your opinions. What did you think?
Yeah, Sweden. Come on.
No, I thought
He really liked it. He's afraid to tell us.
no,
I know.
that's definitely not.
Oh,
true
you
at
hated
all.
it like everybody else. Okay.
No, I didn't hate it. I thought it was good. I mean, I thought it was good. I think because he is a first time director or like full length director of this situation, I think maybe he got overwhelmed. He didn't get as much shots as he needed. I like where he was going. I hope he's not deterred by the situation.
By me.
People like
It's like Mikey Manshot of Slashers Podcast ruined my life.
But like, I really, you know, what I mean, my thing is this is, I think you were lucky to get some good actors that, you know, got it pretty well off in the sense that you had them, you still had like something to stand on a little bit. I think maybe next time don't take on so much, you know. The colors were really beautiful. I thought the scenery was good. I mean, I thought there was a lot of really cool things about this movie. I like the kind of red light thing he had going on, you know, the atmosphere. It didn't look too fake. And obviously, if he's looking at CGI through YouTube how to do some of the stuff, you know what I mean? Like, that's pretty amazing. And you got to take for, you know, what it is. So I enjoyed it for what it is. I mean, am I going to watch it again? Probably not. I was down, like it was a little downer to what I thought it was going to be comparatively. But I mean, I've definitely seen some movies that it's way better than, and I've definitely seen some movies that it definitely sucks compared to. So yeah.
No. Well,
I think
surprise,
there's a lot of
surprise. Lance is in the
potential.
middle.
Yeah, I think this director has a lot of potential. I'd like to see some more work from him that's a little bit more cleaned up and less ambitious. Because if you're going to be this ambitious, then you're going to be this drawn out of a film, and you want it to be a little bit ambiguous. That we have to figure it out. It needs to land better somehow. And like I said, I can't really pinpoint what it is. But again, I'm just me. I'm not trying to be like I hate it when I criticize somebody because I don't want people thinking I'm being like a pompous asshole or being pretentious or something. But that's just my opinion. So take
Mikey.
it for what you will.
Yes, Lance.
No, not Mikey. Sorry.
Oh. So
Anyway.
your final thought?
That's the final thought, Lance.
That's
Stop
fine.
asking us questions. We're done.
Oh my god. All right, guys.
Yeah, cut the cameras, dead ass.
I know. Like, I'm fucking out of here. Fuck this place. All right,
Well,
guys. Well,
what are your final thoughts?
my
You
final
just gave
thoughts is, yeah, I go see it. I mean, support people who are trying to do, horror films. I mean, you should always do it regardless of what anybody says. I mean, Mikey mentioned it in our Patreon, he don't let us deter you from at least watching it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think it was in the middle. Mikey probably thought it was a little less. Aid was a little bit like
Just a little.
yeah. I mean, and again, maybe he bit on too much he could chew or whatnot. I mean,
I always preface with, hey, sci-fi is not my favorite genre. So it had that going against it to begin with. So listen to me, don't listen to me. Do what you want.
so yeah. That being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope we didn't spoil too much for you.
I mean, the whole thing.
Yeah, basically the whole thing. So here's your favorite part of the end of the thing where I do our sweet wrap up.
Oh, great.
That's a wrap on this week's episode. Want to see our faces while we ramble and figure out Lance's word of the week is? That'd be me saying a whole bunch of crap. Check out our video cast over at youtube.com/slashers podcast. Plus, don't miss our bi-monthly deep dives into all things horror, nerdy on the comic shop. Sooner than later, folks, we will do it. Let's see, where else were we? I know. Only on YouTube for that. Hot collabs with Slashers Podcast and Much Ado About Nerdy. Hi, Joe. I got it right this time. Yay. Whoop, whoop. Exclusive content. Or just can't get enough of us? Join us on Patreon for monthly exclusives, reviews, bonus episodes, and some killer new perks. Head over to patreon.com/slasherspod and become part of the band. Street Team, want to rock some slasher swag? Our merch is available on Redbubble. Wear your support and loud and proud call yourself a slasher fan on slasherspod.redbubble.com.
Lance, just zoom in. Just zoom in.
I didn't.
Because I see you squinting over there. If you just zoomed in, it'd be so much easier for you.
Is that what's happening? Is that why we're doing?
No, but like every time I see you, you're looking harder and harder. And just zoom it in.
Oh my gosh. Anyways,
your poor eyelids.
You killed me, both of you. Swear. All right. Let's see. Where was I before I was interrupted by my squinting?
You don't need us to interrupt you. You keep looking away from that tablet and then take 2 minutes to find your spot again.
Oh my god. Join the conversation. We're hanging out on Instagram at SlashersPod for everything pod related, at Mutant Goons from Beyond for all things weird and wonderful. Want to yell at us directly? You can find us on social media. Aid at Pathological Aid, Mikey at Horror and a Half Shell, and Lance at Zombie versus Hate. And if you can't figure out the double box known as Instagram, then find us on Facebook. Come chill in the Mutant Goons from Beyond group for all the chaos. Shout out to our B-movie team family. TV family, my bad. Catch Doug on Friday night action and Yahira on Saturday night terrors, only on Roku. A big thanks to our amazing Patreons. Josh Gunn, Dinosaurs Will Always Be Awesome, Lorraine Ellis, Kevin Leamy, Vladimir Lewis, Leslie Thurman, and Cam. And don't forget Why do I always have the old one?
Jay.
Jay. Sorry, Jay.
Wow.
No, because we didn't add Jay to the one he's looking at, Jay.
Oh.
So he's on the template. Jay, you're on the other one. I keep forgetting to update it.
Lance
So
doesn't pay attention to the updated ones anyways. So
If you want to join our team of awesome Patreon people, head over to patreon.com/slasherspod and become part of the horror family. You could be one of the people that I always forget and then re-say and then say it again and re-announce your name, just like Jay. Always thanks for listening, and remember, stay spooky and die.
Goodbye and good die. Don't tell people to die, Lance.
goodbye, don't die.
Die.
I think he was referring to die to me and Mikey, honestly,
I
right
have no
now.
idea what he's referring to. He's not good at paying homage to things like Mr. Lotus.
No.